How can we approve it if we don't know what the food is?
Good evening. Welcome to the September 26th meeting of the Lowell License Commission. Secretary Wynn, was the meeting posted?
Yes.
Number one on the agenda.
The acceptance of the meeting minutes for the last meeting, September 12, 2019.
Move for approval by Commissioner Donahue, seconded by Commissioner Krieger. All in favor signify by saying aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
Following which we have an application for a special one-day license to sell, dispense malt beverages and wines only, or either one. The applicant is Ashley Roper. She is the catering manager for Aramark. Her event is for the Hall of Fame dinner, Friday, October 18th, 2019, from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. That is at the University Crossing at 220 Pawtucket Street.
State your name for the record.
Ashley Roper.
Hi, Ashley. How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
Motion by Commissioner Howe, seconded by Commissioner Krieger to approve. All in favor signify by saying aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you for coming, Ashley.
Thank you.
Proceeding with the communications, should we go with number 3?
Yes, number 3, please.
From the Superintendent of Police, Raymond Kelly Richardson, it's dated September 19, 2019. This is an allegation of misconduct charged against the licensee LD Holdings LLC, doing business as Revolution at 74 Merrimack Street. The manager of record is Jeffrey Torres, an all-alcoholic beverage restaurant licensee. The allegation of misconduct occurred on July 27, 2019, and at that time, there was an incident. The licensee failed to notify the Lowell Police of that altercation, then subsequently reported by a patron to the Lowell Police Department on July 29, 2019.
Okay. Motion by Commissioner Krieger, seconded by Commissioner Donahue to hold a hearing at our next October 10th meeting. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed?
I'm opposed.
Opposed, Commissioner Howe, like to speak on the motion, on the communication?
I'd like to make a substitute motion to have a public hearing on October 24th.
Okay. And what is the reason for a public hearing?
Public hearing for a rollback of hours for LD Holdings DBA Revolution. This is a matter of public safety.
Do I have a second on the motion? Seconded by Commissioner Donahue. Any further discussion on the motion?
I want to know, will we, yeah, you're right. Will we wrap up this complaint in that hearing?
I believe, Commissioner Howe, is that how you would like to handle this?
Yes.
Okay. So the motion is to, instead of my motion, which was not second in any way, that for October 10th, we will have this matter heard on October 24th, as well as a public hearing, which was seconded by Commissioner Donahue. Any further discussion on the matter? No. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? The motion carries. Thank you. Next on the agenda. At this time, let the record show that Commissioner Howe is recusing herself on the next matter on the agenda.
I am hereby recusing myself. Thank you.
Thank you.
Commissioner, now proceed with item number 2 on our agenda, which is a hearing for Yates Realty, Inc., Paul Yates, Vice President, an applicant for a lodging house license for property at 278-280 Central Street. The applicant has failed inspections, referencing communications from the City of Lowell Building Commissioner on August 27, 2019, and also from the City of Lowell Fire Chief the following day on August 28, 2019. And Mr. Chairman and members of the commission, subsequent to Commissioner Dave Fuller's communication on August 27th, he submitted a follow-up email to me regarding the property at 278-280 Central Street, of which you have a copy.
Does everybody have a copy of that, Commissioner Donahue, Commissioner Krieger?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Okay, state your name for the record, Counsel.
John Hardigan, representing Yates Realty, Inc. With me this evening is Paul Yates, one of the owners.
How are you, Mr. Yates?
Good, how are you?
Very well. I'm just getting through this email. All right, so it looks as though there's progress being made with, I guess, a final go-through come November 1st. Is
No.
that true? Is that true?
No, November 8th.
November 8th, I apologize.
October 8th.
I'm sorry.
It's October 8th.
Oct-
Babe, if I could.
Go ahead-
I
go ahead,
spoke-
Jim.
Yeah, I spoke with the building inspector
Yeah.
earlier this morning. and
Yeah.
The sense that I got from him was that there is a reinspection scheduled for October 8th.
Okay,
There is a recognition that one of the front door, which is one of the
Yep.
issues, is not going to be available for
Right.
delivery until sometime post
Yep.
the October 8th date. So my sense, having, in my conversation with the building commissioner, was that there's certain items that which they're planning to re-inspect on the 8th, with the acknowledgement that we may have to come back, assuming the door does not come.
so we don't want to see you again, right? All right, so as of right now, we have 11 vacant units, though, that we will not be occupying.
Correct.
Okay, I understand that. Go ahead,
In my-
go ahead.
Mr. Fuller, Commissioner Fuller
Yep.
asked me not to rent to anyone else
Yep,
as long as we're still under construction.
okay, so,
And I said, no problem, because I don't, it's actually, people moved out because of the construction,
okay.
so.
So what I'm getting from this, and other commissioners can chime in if they like, it looks as though at November 8th will be kind of like D-Day type of thing,
yeah.
right?
And we're.
And then we see what happens. If he fails you, then we basically pull your license.
Yep.
Okay.
And we're gonna storm the beach.
Counsel, is that true? Is that what I'm getting from that email?
I think that's a
Fair assessment?
Yeah, a fair
Okay.
assessment of it. Things can change
All
between
right,
now
Jay.
and then, but I think it's a fair assessment.
I get it. All right. Commissioner Donahue?
Attorney Hardigan,
Yes.
weren't we here about a year ago discussing the same construction?
We were here in April of 2018, so a little bit more than
2018.
18. And what happened at that point was Mr. Yates had failed to timely submit a renewal for the lodging house license.
Right,
Also, what had brought that to as an issue was that the city had come in and had inspected and found some deficiencies. One of the deficiencies was that the city required that all of the 27 rooms, the doors be replaced with fire-rated doors. In and of itself, it doesn't, besides the money involved, doesn't necessarily sound like a complicated process. But once apparently Yates Realty got into it, what they found, because again, this building is in excess of 200 years old, they couldn't go to a Home Depot or Lowe's or a commercial place and buy a door. So what the original with Sean Sullivan, prior building, Shanahan, I'm sorry, prior building inspector, my understanding is that the agreement was, or at least the projection was, replace 3 doors a month. That seemed to fit into the city's needs and Yates Realty budget. But when they started that process, what they found was that they couldn't get doors. So what they had to do was go out and pay for 27 custom-built doors. Those didn't arrive until, believe it or not, sometimes this summer. And then we started to install them. The installation further complicated some of the issues because all the walls are horse hair. So when you pulled it out, big gaps opened up. So it's every time you seem to address one problem, another problem comes. But to answer your question, Mr. Donahue, or Commissioner Donahue, yes, we were back here, and I think we've been attempting to progress.
a 200-year-old building, my concerns are always fire.
We've- We've got a sprinkler system in there. Our tech just was in there on the 17th, ran through the system, and to my understanding,
Completely up to code.
yeah,
Good.
sprinklers. We got other issues,
Right.
but not sprinklers, my understanding.
Well, I hope we're now going to see the end of this in the October date, or November, is it?
November.
November date will be the last of seeing what I used to call J.J. Turner's. It was an old bar.
Right.
Anyway,
Secretary Wynn,
The front door.
Secretary Wynn, on the November walkthrough, can we get a copy of Mr. Fuller's report, just so we have it on file? I'd like to see it, just to make sure that everything is okay.
What report is that, I'm sorry?
Mr. Fuller's report from, which is going to be November 8th, so if we could have that at our late November meeting, that'd be great, just so,
Yeah, there'll be a follow-up.
That'd be fine.
Commission with respect to what the commission,
Perfect.
building inspectors are doing.
Okay, great, great. You good?
Thank you. Yes,
All good? Mr. Yates, you good?
D-Day.
All right.
I'm still,
Move adjournment.
All right, we don't want to see you, so I hope everything goes well.
okay.
All right, anything else, Commissioners? Motion to adjourn by Commissioner Krieger, seconded by Commissioner Donahue. All in favor signify by saying aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Ladies and gentlemen, have a good night.
Thank you.